You know, with how much power creep Yu-Gi-Oh has, even the top decks of long ago struggle to stay relevant in the current age, unless Konami decides to give them a wave of support. Sometimes, that support does absolutely nothing. Other times, it can reinvent the entire deck. Fortunately, Dracoslayers are a case of the latter. Welcome to the new age of Dracoslayers. Let's take a look at where it all started. Luster Pendulum the Dracoslayer is a Pendulum Dragon tuner that cannot be used as a material to special summon non-Dracoslayer, Fusion, Synchro, or Xyz monsters. It has a Pendulum effect which allows you to, as a soft once per turn, destroy the card in your other Pendulum skill and add a card with the same name from your deck to your hand. This helps you fill your extra deck as well as triggering the destruction effects of some other cards that we will mention later. Luster Pendulum is an amazing card and we will run it at the max copies Konami allows. We now get to the new cards released in Darkwing Blast. Each of these cards are both Dracoslayers and the archetype they are associated with in the lore, so let's fix that real quick. This gives them access to support from said archetypes, some of which we will be using in the deck. Ignis Phoenix the Dracoslayer is a warrior pendulum monster with a scale of 7 that is also treated as an ignite. As a pendulum effect, you can shuffle one face-up pendulum monster from your extra deck into your deck, and add one non-pendulum Dracoslayer or ignite monster from your deck to your hand. Although effectively a free search, there actually aren't any good targets for us, with the best target being Masterpiece. As a result, we actually won't be using this effect. His monster effect allows him to, when destroyed, special summon a Dracoslayer or ignite monster from your deck, treating it as a tuner. Ignis Phoenix is our primary target to destroy with cards like the previously mentioned Luster Pendulum, giving us extra card advantage and extension for cheap. The next card is Dynamite Powerload the Dracoslayer, a machine pendulum monster with a scale of 6 that is also treated as a Dynamist card. Its pendulum effect allows you to special summon a Dracoslayer or Dynamist monster from your other pendulum zone, while its monster effect allows you to add a Dynamist or Dracoslayer pendulum monster, except itself, from your extra deck to your hand when it is tributed. There's not much else to say about Dynamite Powerload, he's just a solid card. Finally, we have Majesty Pegasus the Dracoslayer, a spellcaster pendulum monster with a scale of 2 that is also treated as a Magispector. It has the skill effect too, as long as you have a Dracoslayer or Magispector in your other skill, add a Magispector or Dracoslayer with a different name from that skill from your deck to your hand, then destroy a card in your skills. This is just a good search effect that helps trigger our Ignis Phoenix. For our monster effects, she actually has 2. As a quick effect, you can discard it to make your Dracoslayers untargetable and unable to be destroyed by your opponent's card effects until the end of the turn. Next, when special summoned by the effect of a Dracoslayer card or pendulum summoned, she can add one fail spell from your deck to your hand, although you do have to discard a card afterwards. Notably, there's no restriction on the fail spell you can search, so although our fail spell of choice is usually Sky Iris, we can also search cards like Secret Village or Necro Valley depending on the matchup. What else is there to say about Majesty Pegasus? She searches cards, she searches more cards, and the cards she searches search more cards. As for their extra deck, Dracoslayers have an Xyz, a Synchro, and a Fusion. Ignis the Prominence the Blasting Dracoslayer is a level 8 Synchro Dragon that requires a tuner and a non-tuner pendulum monster to Synchro summon. Once per turn, he can target a pendulum monster on the field or in the pendulum zone and destroy it to shuffle a card from the field into the deck, giving the deck access to powerful non-targeting, non-destruction removal. He also has the second effect to once per turn special summon a Dracoslayer pendulum monster from the deck, although it cannot be used for a Synchro summon. This effect makes Ignista a powerful extender, and the lack of a hard once per turn is something we will maliciously abuse. Dynastar Power the Mighty Dracoslayer is a level 8 Fusion Dragon that can be contact fused by tributing a Dracoslayer and another Pendulum monster. While it's on the field, Pendulum monsters and cards in your Pendulum zone cannot be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects. It also has the effect to once per turn special summon a Dracoslayer Pendulum monster from your hand or graveyard, but it cannot be used for a fusion summon. Dynastar is the primary way we'll be triggering our Dynamite Powerload, as using it as a contact fusion material will trigger its recovery effect. We can then use its special summon effect to special summon a card we added to our hand, making for a nice little bit of extension. Finally, we have Magister Paladin the Ascending Dracoslayer, a rank 4 Dragon Xyz that requires 2 level 4 Pendulum monsters to summon. When Xyz summoned, it allows us to add a Pendulum monster from our deck to our hand during the end phase. And once per turn, we can detach a material from it to special summon a Dracoslayer Pendulum monster from our extra deck. Magister Paladin is a great extender that also helps us set up our next turn. Being an Xyz monster, it also helps us get Pendulum monsters into our grave, allowing us to revive them with cards like Cross Sheep and Selene. Now this card isn't a Dracoslayer in name, but it sure is in spirit. Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon is a pendulum monster with a ton of monster effects, but the one we're interested in is the effect to discard itself and pay 500 life points to search for a level 8 or lower dragon pendulum monster from our deck, allowing us to search for cards like Luster and Master Pendulum. The other effects are cool but aren't particularly relevant for Dracoslayers. For its pendulum effect, it prevents you from pendulum summoning non-dragon monsters, but don't worry, it won't be staying in our scale long, as it also has the second effect to destroy itself to special summon a dragon, fusion, synchro, or Xyz monster from our graveyard, which our Dracoslayer monsters just happen to be. And just like them, this is on a hard once per turn, allowing us to use those effects again and again. Don't be fooled by how it looks. This is a monster reborn and a rota duct taped together on legs. But unlike them, it can be searched by Sky Iris, that can be searched by Majesty Pegasus, that can be searched by Ignis Phoenix. World Sea Dragon Zealantis is another powerful option. It's a link 4 that requires at least one effect monster to link summon, and you can only control one of it. It has a quick effect to pop cards during the battle phase, but what we're really running it for is its ability to banish every other monster on the field and special summon them back. By banishing and resummoning our Dynasters and Ignisters, we effectively refresh their abilities, allowing us to use their soft once per turns once again. Dracoslayers also have plenty of options outside the archetype. Besides the previously mentioned Law Synergy, there are some engines that synergize well. A Pendulum Magician engine consisting of Harmonizing Magician, Purple Ball Skullcrobat Joker, and Purple Poison Magician helps you extend further, providing you with level 4 bodies to help your plays. An Odd Eyes engine of Odd Eyes Archpendulum Dragon, Purple Ball Odd Eyes Dissolver, and Purple Ball Odd Eyes Seer allows you to fusion summon Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, giving you an early Omni Negate that helps protect your combos. Finally, a Super Heavy Samurai engine consisting of Super Heavy Samurai Prodigy Wakaushi and Super Heavy Samurai Monk Warrior Big Benkei provides a powerful synchro engine. Just make sure to run the support cards like Super Heavy Samurai Bike, as well as the Super Heavy Samurai Soul such as Soul Guy Booster or Soul Piercer for Big Benkei to search. Dracoslayers don't have much interruption within the archetype. As a result, we have to look outside the archetype for our endboard. Being a level 4 archetype, we have access to the generic rank 4 toolbox, allowing us to make cards like Baguska for a Floodgate and Abyss Dweller to shut off grave effects. We can also make rank 8s using our used Dynasters and Ignisters, with number 38 being our rank 8 of choice for a Spell Negate. As for Synchros, we can usually make a level 8 with relative ease, allowing us to access Brawlord Savage Dragon for an Omni Negate. And of course, we have the usual link interruptions in IP Masquerena and Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. Last but not least, we can search Floodgate fail spells like Necro Valley or Secret Village of the Spellcasters through Majesty Pegasus. Dracoslayers have plenty of options to adapt to the current meta and matchups you may be facing. For this combo, we need Majesty Pegasus, Ignis Phoenix, and a card to discard. We begin by scaling Majesty Pegasus and Ignis Phoenix, using her effect to search Dynamite Powerload and destroy Ignis Phoenix. His effect then triggers special summoning our Luster Pendulum from the deck. We now scale our Dynamite Powerload and use his effect to special summon Majesty Pegasus from skill, triggering her effect to search for Sky Iris and discarding our other card. Now, we link summon Beyond the Pendulum and search for a low scale to complete our skills. We proceed to Pendulum summon Luster Pendulum and a Dracoslayer, which we will then use to Synchro summon Ignister Prominence. Activating Ignister Prominence for the first time, we special summon a Dracoslayer from our deck. We now activate the Sky Iris before linking off Beyond the Pendulum and Ignister Prominence for Selene, triggering her effect to gain 3 spell counters. Using Sky Iris' effect, we will destroy the Dynamite Powerload in skill to search for an Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. We scale the Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon and use his effect to revive our Ignister Prominence, whose effect we will then use to special summon the Majesty Pegasus from our. We now overlay the Majesty Pegasus and other Dracoslayer into a Magister Ascending, activating its effect to search during the end phase. Activating its second effect, we make sure to detach the Majesty Pegasus and special summon a Dracoslayer from our extra deck. We will now use the Selene to special summon the Majesty Pegasus back from our graveyard. We now link off our 2 Pendulum monsters for Heavy Metal Force Electromite, activating its effect to send an Astrograph Magician from our deck to our extra deck. Now, we'll use its second effect to pop our skill, adding the Astrograph from our extra deck to our hand. Triggering the effect of Electromite and Astrograph in a new chain, the Astrograph will summon itself and search for another Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon, and we will also draw a card from Electromite. We now link the Selene and Ignister off for Zealantis, after which we will scale the Revolution Dragon and special summon the Ignister back from our grave, activating him again to special summon Dynamite Powerload from our deck. We contact fuse the Astrograph and Dynamite Powerload into a Dynaster Power, triggering the Dynamite Powerload's effect to add a Dracoslayer from our extra deck to our hand, which we will then special summon using Dynaster's effect. Next, we link it off with Magister Ascending for an IP Masquerader. Now we'll activate the effect of Zeolantis to banish our entire field and resummon it. We can now use the Electromite's effect once more, popping our Zeolantis to add Astrograph back to our hand, and once again special summoning it to search another Odd Ice Revolution dragon. We link the Astrograph, Dinister, and Electromite off for a 3-material Apple. After which, we'll activate our Ignister to special summon a Dracoslayer from our deck again. We now scale our last Revolution dragon and activate it to revive our Dinister, which will then activate to revive the Dracoslayer in our graveyard. Finally, we'll overlay the remaining cards into a number 38 as well as an Abyss Dweller. Here are some simple deck lists for a few different versions of the deck. Although there are many variations of Dracoslayers, the core is relatively standard. Try out the different engines and see what works for you in the current meta. And that's your introduction to Dracoslayer. We've been here a while, but honestly we've barely even scratched the surface of how complex the deck can be, so I'd suggest you seek out the combo spreadsheets and get to studying. Dracoslayer? I hardly even know her.